I discussed the other day how some people think that they are more central in other people's lives than they actually are. And that oftentimes this has to do with underdeveloped emotional skills and how someone processes reality. When a parent thinks that they are more central in their adult child's life than they are, some very clear patterns emerge. Expecting to be first priority, to be the top priority, is far too common with emotionally immature parents. This can look like guilt when plans don't revolve around them, acting shocked or surprised when you make a decision without them, or the parent assumes that their needs should come before your children, your spouse, your career, and just your entire personal life. There is often an underlying expectation of course, I come first. Emotionally immature parents have a hard time separating the child from themselves. They see the child as someone there to fulfill a role for them. It's to make them a parent. The child's there to serve them. They don't realize that their job is actually to guide the child into independent adulthood. There is often difficulty with changing roles. Some parents do not transition well from authority figure to something more equal when a child becomes an adult. They give unsolicited advice, expect regular updates, and act like your time and energy is automatic, not something that is mutually agreed upon between two adults. You'll usually see it in how they respond to boundaries. If you set limits around time, information you share with them, or involvement, they will respond with hurt, anger, guilt tripping, or they'll just attempt to push past your boundaries. Feeling disappointed is one thing. That's normal and that's human. But if they refuse to adjust and they continue to push past your wishes, that indicates that they feel like they're more central and more in control of your life than they are. There can be an expectation that they're supposed to be your main emotional support, the person that you run decisions past, the person you confide in or get validation from. So then, when they find out that other people, like your spouse, your friends, your coworkers, are meeting your emotional needs, it's interpreted as betrayal or rejection instead of just normal adult life. Emotionally mature people often seek and value multiple perspectives. There is often an inappropriate entitlement to access, like dropping by unannounced or expecting immediate replies, or just assuming that you're going to include them in your plans by default. It's like they have this idea that your life is still open to them like it was when you were a child. When you were a child, you depended on them. It had to be that way. But that doesn't mean that lasts forever. Emotionally immature parents will often try to rewrite your reality. They'll act like your independence is a phase. Your decisions are irrational, mistakes, or things that need their correction. It's a way to keep them centered, even if your life doesn't reflect that anymore. And the way that this shifts is not through explanation, it's through structure and action. You don't convince them that they're not central. You just begin behaving as if they aren't. That can look like not responding every time they contact you, not dropping everything, not making your schedule around their preferences, not openly sharing everything, making decisions without pre clearing them or asking for approval. Like you tell them after the fact and you don't debate your decisions once you make them. You keep interactions on terms that work for you. You stop open ended access. If they push back, don't get pulled into arguing about your priorities and their importance. You want to do short, simple statements and distance when necessary. And if they never really adjust, that's important information too. They can hold the belief that they should be more central, but that does not mean you have to structure your life around it. The shift happens when your behavior changes, not because they agree with it. A significant part of healing is accepting that some parents do not have the capacity for a healthy, mutual adult relationship. It doesn't mean that they're malicious, it means that they're limited. Once we accept their limits, it does get easier to stop seeking approval and to stop expecting support, understanding, and emotional depth that they're not capable of providing. From there, boundaries often feel less like conflict or punishment, but it's a way to preserve your time, energy, and well being. Have a good day.